Okay, it's time to start the class. So we are going to start the class right now. Uh, okay, we are going to start with the vocabulary we practiced yesterday. ¿Qué estuvimos viendo el día de ayer, Ariel, en clases? ¿Qué estuvimos practicando?
Be able to,
Okay, be able to. What else?
the sentences can, could,
Okay,
can't,
okay, very good. Sentences with can and could. Okay, what else? Okay, what else did we practice? Hi, Daniel.
Hi, teacher.
Okay, so very good. Yesterday we were practicing questions about can and could. Also, we were practicing be able to in different verb tenses, right? Okay, now guys, we are going to continue practicing that topic, okay? And also today we are going to finish that topic because on Monday we are going to start with the other topic. We're going to start with unit number 2, that it's going to be about the present perfect continuous, okay? But before that, we are going to make a review about present perfect. So let's start the class right now. So guys, today we're going to start with a vocabulary, or in this case, with a conversation, okay? So we're going to start with a conversation today. So we have a conversation about Jack, and also we have the conversation about Jeff, okay? So it says, do you know a good place to take cooking classes? Sure, you can go to Giovanni's cooking school at Western Street. Is it good? It's great. I studied there and now I am able to cook some really good meal, some really good three-course meals. That sounds great. Thanks a lot. Okay, now it's your turn. It's your turn to practice, okay? So, let's start practicing, okay? Pretty good. So, Ariel, you're going to be Jack, and Daniel, you're gonna be Jeff. Okay. So let's go.
do you know a good place to take cooking
Classes.
class,
Classes.
classes?
Okay. Thank you, Daniel.
Sure, you can go to Giovanni's cooking school on West Ware Street.
It is good.
It's great. I study there and now I am able to cook some really good three-course meals.
That sounds great. Thanks a lot.
Okay. Very good job. Thank you. Okay. So if you notice here, we have a conversation using be able to and also using the modal verb can. Okay, very good. So, new vocabulary, I guess no, right? Okay, but in this case, Westward Street is the place where Jeff started English, started cooking classes, okay? So Westward, it's the place where Jeff started, okay? Great. So what about mirrors? Do you know the meaning of mirrors? Do you know the meaning of mirrors? Mirrors? What is the meaning of mirror?
Meals means comida, teacher.
Very good. It's a dishes. It's a dish. Okay. Meal. You can say meal like breakfast, like dinner, lunch. Okay. Great. Now it's time to answer some questions. Okay. So question number 1. What is Jack looking for? Question number 2. What is Jeff's recommendation? And the last one, what is Jeff able to do now? Okay, so question number 1, what is Jack looking for? What do you think he's looking for? What is Jack looking for?
Looking for a cookie.
Cookies? No. No. What is Jack looking for? Okay. Okay, what it says at the beginning, it says, do you know a good place to take cooking classes? Okay, so what is Jack looking for? What is Jack looking for? Daniel, what is Jack looking for?
Jack looking for cooking
Is
class.
Jack is looking for
Cooking class.
cooking classes. Very good. Jack is looking for cookies classes. Very good. Now, what is Jeff's recommendations? What is Jeff's recommendation? What is Jeff's recommendation?
Course meals.
No, what is Jeff's recommendations? So here it says that Jack studied where? Where?
Jack recommendation. Giovanni is Giovanni's cooking.
Do it where? Do it where? Jack recommendations was to go to where? To go where?
His recommendation
His recommendation.
was
Okay, thank you.
his recommendation was go
To go.
to go. Giovanni's cooking is that well.
Yes. Jeff's recommendation was to go to Giovanni's cooking school. To Giovanni's cooking school. Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, and the last one. What's Jeff able to do now? What is Jeff able to do now? What can he do? Uh-huh. What is Jeff able to do?
He is studied.
Let's check. Okay, it says, I study there, and now, what is Jeff able to do? What is Jeff able to do?
He is able to do. Sorry, he is able to cook.
Very good. To cook what? He's able to cook what?
Now,
Yeah, to cook delicious meals. Very good. He's able to cook delicious meal. Okay, very good. Now let's continue. We are going to practice about simple past, present, and future abilities. Okay, we're going to start practicing simple past, simple present, and future abilities. Okay, so it says step number 1. Look at the list below. Okay, you are going to have here some here you have some pictures, okay, and you have a list of things, okay. So and it says look at the list. Hello. Look at the list below and say what people could or couldn't do in the past, or which ones they can or can do. Okay, so first we're going to start about what people could do in the past. Okay, using these pictures and also using this expression. Then we're going to discuss what people can do or can't do. Okay, very good. Now let's start. Look at here. Look at what you see here. Okay. So if you notice here, you have like a house. Okay, and also you have like a igloo. Okay, something similar like an igloo. And we have the expression that it's about live on the moon. Okay, live on the moon. Now let's start saying what people could or couldn't do. Okay, and then we are going to say what people can do or what can't people do. Okay, very good. So, Pablo, can you tell me about what could people do? What could people do?
People can
Using that. Past. I told you the past. People could. No, I'm talking about the first one. The first one. I'm talking about this one. Without do. People could live on the moon. Live on the moon. Okay, okay, okay. And what about you? Using can? People what? People can't? Very good. Thank you so much. People in the past. People couldn't. Very good. People couldn't live on the moon. And what do you think? What do you think about nowadays? They can still living on the moon or not? What do you think about? Ariel, Daniel. No, no one. Okay. So Daniel, wake up. Okay. Wake up and stand up also. Okay, let's continue. What about transplant organs? What about transplant organs? Do you think that people could do that in the past? Yeah, what people could do that in the past? Yes, right. Probably in other countries, not here in El Salvador. But nowadays, can they do that or they can't? What do you think? They can or can't? They can't, but they do, right? Nowadays, they do. People kidnap girls, kidnap babies, kidnap children, and they transplant organs, right? They sell organs to other people, right? Okay, so it is not allowed. It is not allowed, but they do. Okay. Now let's go with the next one. Okay, what do you think about drive cars? Drive cars. But in the past, people could drive cars. I'm talking about the 80s, the 70s. People, could people drive cars? Yes, what? Yes, they could. What kind of cars? What kind of cars? No racing cars at all. Okay. They could drive. No motors. In this case, is classical cars. Classical cars, right? And nowadays, what they can drive? Okay, very good. They can drive sport cars. What else? They can ride motorcycles. Okay, they can drive pickups. How do you say camionetas? Vans. Vans, like the shoes, the vans. Okay. Yes, right? Or urban, you can even call them urban, depending of the model, right? Okay, so what about clone a human being? What about to clone a human? Could people do that? Could people do that? Could people do that? No, they couldn't. Very good. No, they couldn't. Nowadays, people can't clone a human. No, they can't. They cannot clone a human. Probably in the future, right? But nowadays, they can't. And what about animals? Could people clone animals?
No, they can teach.
No, they couldn't. You? They couldn't, or they can't. And you? They couldn't. Nowadays, what do you think about? They can or they couldn't? No, they can't. Probably in the future, right? Just in movies, you saw that they cloned the animals, right? Like I think in the Jurassic Park, we saw that kind of relation. But here in El Salvador or in other countries, right? That's impossible nowadays and also in the past. Okay. What about to communicate through the internet? Could people communicate through the internet? Depending on the year, right? And what about the 70 years, the 70s, the 70th century? They couldn't, right? What about the 90s? What about the 90s? The 90th centuries.
Yes, they do, but it's not, it not was,
It was not common. Not common. Okay, yes. In the 90s, I guess in 1995, we started with the internet. Also in 1980, 1990, in 1998, I guess we start with the internet, right? We start communicating with the internet, okay? But the communication was too slow, okay? Was too slow because before that we just had kbps, right? I don't know if you have heard about that. ¿Ya han escuchado acerca de eso? No? Yeah, we start with the KBS. Los KBS. Yes? So we started with that, but nowadays you have 1 giga, 2 gigas, right? Okay. That's why I told you the communication was too slow in the past. Okay. And nowadays, can people communicate through the internet? Yes, right. And what platforms do you know for communicating? Okay, WhatsApp, Facebook, Messenger, Twitter, yes, but Twitter is just for posting. Instagram, okay. But what about if you want to talk to someone? What happens if you want to have communication with someone? Huh? Okay. What happens if you have some relatives in another countries, or if you want to communicate with your friends in other countries? What platforms can you use to communicate with them? We have Skype. Okay, WhatsApp video chats. Okay. Video calls in this case. Video calls. What else? What else? Zoom, thank you. Okay. Another one. In classroom, we cannot do video calls. Google Meet, or also you can communicate by Hangouts, but in Hangout is just for making calls. Yes. And you can do video call, but it's not the same like a Google Meet. Okay. Also, you can use Google Duos. Okay. Yes. And also we have other types of apps, right, for you to communicate. Okay, so that's it, right? And what about forecast earthquake? Forecast earthquake. Could people forecast earthquakes? In the past, like in 1986, 1987, could people know or could people forecast earthquakes or tornadoes or
I don't know, like what. I don't know what is.
forecast is when you are telling something about flood, about earthquake, about tornado, when you are transmitting something to someone in the news, on the news. So, do you think that people could forecast earthquake? Could people know about the grade of the earthquake? You think that yes? You think yes? Okay. What about people who is connected? ¿Ustedes qué consideran, Daniel? Mr. Ariel? Could people transmit the grade of the earthquake, or just they say, okay, it's a earthquake, God protect us? Yes. Okay, what do you think? Could people forecast earthquakes or tornadoes or something like that? What do you think? Could people forecast earthquake? Because in my opinion, I think just people can transmit or can stream or could stream the earthquake's grade just by radio, right? Just on the radio. But nowadays you have some websites, you can see the news and they tell you about the earthquake and about the tornado or about the rain. Yes. So what do you think, Samuel? You don't know, you don't have idea? Why not? Hey, by the way, no pude dormir toda la noche. No pude dormir durante toda la noche porque my cell phone was vibrating all the time. Okay? Okay, number 8, invent an intelligent robot. Could people invent an intelligent robot in the past? Like Terminator? No, I mean, could people invent an intelligent robot? No, they couldn't. Very good. Why not? But why they couldn't?
Because technology was not
Okay, very good. Because the technology was not advanced. Was not advanced. Okay. Yeah, in the past we didn't have the technology that we have nowadays, right? Yes. What about today?
nowadays.
Nowadays, can we invent an intelligent robot? Can we invent an intelligent robot? Nowadays, we can. People can invent intelligent robots. Why we can't invent intelligent robots? Why? Russia. Okay, in China and also in Russia, right? Singapore, I guess, it has the technology too. Okay, yeah, well, those are the places that, where people can invent that, right? Yes? Okay, those are the places. Very good. Next one, communicate through mobiles. Okay, could people communicate through mobiles? Could be in the past, I'm talking about a long time ago. Throw a través de. Throw. You said yes, they could. You? Listen, I'm talking about a long time ago. A long time ago. People couldn't communicate through cell phones or through mobiles, right? Mobiles. People couldn't. What was the communication before? How was the communication before? What? How was the communication before? How they could communicate in the past? How they could communicate? Okay, they could communicate talking or sending letters. Okay, what else? What? How do you say cartas? Letters. Uh-huh. What else? Uh-huh. People could communicate by visiting them, right? Yes, they walk a lot of miles to communicate, right? Yes. Okay. What else? Because before we didn't have mobiles, right? Okay, and what about nowadays? Can people communicate through mobiles? Yes, they can, right? Yes, they can. They can communicate since 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 the cheapest cell phone to the expensive cell phones, right? Yes. Okay, okay.